I was watching the Simone and Malcolm and Simone podcast this morning, episode on Carl Jung, and near the 1 hour mark, he said something that I interpreted as we all have conscious control of our own actions and how we take our actions in reaction to our emotions. And I both agree and disagree with this as somebody who has been practicing mindfulness and looks at habits a lot. So one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen when it comes to habits is what happens when the hippocampus is damaged. The hippocampus, from what I understand, is the part of the brain that allows for these habit loops to do their thing. And when that's damaged, we basically just become vegetables. There was a very interesting case, a man named Eugene, who, I forget exactly which part of his brain was damaged, but he could do all sorts of things, despite not knowing where anything was. He was in a house where he didn't know where his bathroom was, he didn't know where his kitchen was. If you asked him, he'd be like, no idea. And then they'd say, well, Eugene, what do you do when you're hungry? And he goes, just gets up, walks to the kitchen, grabs himself something to eat, and walks back out and eats it. And they're like, what? How did you do that? And he goes, I don't know. I just did it. So habits in the hippocampus is incredible. It's amazing. It's indescribable how much work habits do in allowing us to function and be anything other than just vegetables flying around doing literally nothing, incapable of anything. And so when someone says, oh, you can just consciously control your own actions, I don't think it's that simple. From my experience, you need moments that you're actually on manual pilot instead of autopilot, which few and far between, especially if you aren't practicing mindfulness. And in these moments, you have to make the decision to build a new habit, because otherwise, you're just operating off of past habits. So if in all of these situations in your life, you've had the tendency to act in service of your emotions, and you haven't practiced and built the habit of acting in service of your values and being with your emotions, then until you've built the habit of acting in service of your values, you're going to act in service of your emotions habitually.